Hey everybody, welcome to Doing It with Styles again. I appreciate you coming back every week. And I just want to let you know, all those people who have not been watching, the cards and letters that you've been sending into the station didn't work. I'm here, I'm back again. I got some very fun people today. It's fun, but this is a serious subject. We have a large homeless population in this town, all over the world actually. And this group works with the people who live in the tunnels, correct?
That's correct.
And how long have you been doing it? Wait, let's talk about, how about you introduce yourself first?
Well, sure. My name is John Femia. I'm a practicing stand-up comedian and actor, but I've been involved with the mission here at Holy Smoke for a little over a year. And the whole homeless issue out here rings resonant with me because me being a New Yorker, I saw homelessness everywhere I looked, downtown and midtown, and there's always someone who's down on their luck. Thankfully in New York, they do have some very good programs that help the homeless, whereas here in Nevada, they're pretty insensitive and they're treated like cattle, and then they really don't have any friends or anyone to go by.
Yeah, the good ones, we're not big fans of the homeless.
That's right. So, we do all we can to be there for them. We feed them, we give them batteries for any electrical appliances they need. We give them clothes. We're really there when hardly anybody else is. I mean, there are other organizations that do this, but we feel that we're more personal and, we're in more direct contact with them. And, some of them will, give food to homeless people, here you go.
Right.
All right. I mean, they're human.
Yeah.
You're not throwing it to, a lion in a cage. So...
And my name is Teresa McClanagan, and
Trish?
Teresa.
Teresa. Okay.
And I'm a caregiver, and I work with my husband with our nonprofit, Holy Smoke Misfit Missionaries, and
Holy Smoke.
Misfit Missionaries.
Yeah, I love it.
They call us misfits for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we believe in giving, like John was saying, is we don't just look at them as a homeless person or just invisible. They're human beings. They weren't born homeless. They had lives, they had jobs, they had marriages, careers, just like the rest of us. They just fell on hard times. They went through very traumatic experiences that brought them down there with drugs and alcohol. That seems to be the big issue.
Now, there's one more in your group that I'm hoping is going to pop up here somewhere.
There is? Who would that be? Whoa!
Oh, wow. For those of you who don't know, we work in the tunnels with the homeless underground beneath the strip, and John happens to have a tunnel that runs underneath here, so I just came out of the tunnel.
There you go.
Here, so.
The miracle of special effects, huh?
Yeah, so. I'm this lady's husband.
Yeah,
They call me Doc Love.
I claim them once in a while.
Which answers the question, who is this masked man?
Oh, well, let me get rid of this. Although I look prettier without it. I mean, with it.
Yes, you do.
So, that was too.
I've followed you guys for a couple of years now. I wanted to have you on, and it's just one of those things that's never happened. But there's a couple of groups that I have also worked with, nonprofits and stuff like that. One is, and I know you're going to kill me because I forgot the name of the place, but they do cookies. They bake cookies. And
It's
they
not
take
the
them
baked old ladies, is it?
The what?
The baked old ladies?
No.
Baked old
This is. They make these awesome, just fabulous cookies and stuff, and they take them out and give them to the homeless people. Half of what they, in other words, if they sell a dozen, they give a dozen away. And,
That's pretty awesome.
Man, I'll put it up on the screen, but I am so sorry I forgot because I'm old and
All that weed you smoked 40 years
So,
ago,
Yeah,
huh?
that's all right.
whoever you are, we'd like to connect with you.
I'll
Just say.
set you up.
Yes, connect us with them.
So Art, how did you get started in this? What sparked you to start working with people in the tunnel?
My mom was an advocate for the homeless when I was a teenager, but I wasn't involved. I was too busy smoking weed and watching
Yeah.
MTV. I want my... Okay, no, I won't sing.
So what
MTV!
country was she in?
Oh, we're from Florida. So my mom growing up would bring all the outcasts to live with us. Like out of prison, she worked with the homeless, and I thought she
Sounds
was...
like my family.
Yeah, well, that's how we met John.
That's how you met, yeah.
Yeah, all the outcasts. So she'd bring everybody. She would work with the homeless. She was a director of Salvation Army at the time and worked with the homeless. And I didn't get involved into it till years later. We stumbled in it. Actually, Teresa and I started doing a little bit on our own, but nothing organized. I wasn't really an advocate. Years ago, I was a cab driver, fat, lazy cab driver, about 80 pounds heavier. In fact, interesting thing is that your studio is the old Nevada Taxi Cab Authority office where the board
I know.
used to, well, you know that.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
I thought this brought us full circle because
This is
that kind of
crazy.
led me into advocacy period, because when I was a cab driver, I pushed about 17 years ago to put security cameras in all the cabs, and this was where the boardroom, and a year and a half of studies and arguments, media involved, congresswoman. Year and a half later, they voted unanimously on that stage right over to the left here,
That's
which
awesome.
is gone
They
now.
sure
We
did.
single-handedly changed the course of taxi cab history in
So,
Nevada.
and crime dropped 70%. But meanwhile, before that happened, there was a driver shot in the face. There was one strangled to death with his own dispatch radio cord, and one actually right north of Stratosphere, he was lit in flames.
I remember those.
That
You
was
didn't
the
tell me
final.
that. Really?
Yeah, I told you, but you were really high when I told you
Oh,
that
okay.
day, so
So-
you didn't remember.
My head was in flames at the time.
It was in flames.
So, but there are a lot of homeless people here in Southern Nevada. Why specifically the tunnel people?
Well,
What?
Well, that's actually, we work with homeless all over the board.
Oh, okay. But
We-
the highest profile that
Is-
I've seen has been
Yeah.
people
Big
in
tunnels,
tunnels.
yeah.
Because I remember some of the best teachers growing up. Not that I paid attention to most, but there was one or two that was good. The best teachers always use creative ways to get people's attention. So the tunnels are just beneath the strip. People pay attention, but it's way beyond that. John always talks about it. It's right now with COVID-19, you don't know how many people are about to lose a home. So it's not just the homeless people.
Oh, yeah.
It's everybody that's got to
Yeah.
worry about now. So the tunnels, we work above ground. We work with the girl that's not in a tunnel above ground. She's stage 4 cancer. She's only 29 years old, 28,
28.
28 years old, stage 4 cancer. She's not in the tunnels. We just do that for our page to grab people's attention. Because
Right,
once
and-
they pay attention, once we hook them,
That's-
then we can teach them.
It's a
I
great-
don't
We
like the
can
word
educate
teach them.
them.
Yeah.
Educate them.
Educate them.
Well, teach, educate, but educate.
Yeah.
It's a
And-
smoother
and-
word.
Or
I
how,
understand.
how about let them in on stuff?
Let them in on stuff, right?
Subtle.
Raise awareness.
Raise awareness.
Raise
I heard
awareness.
that there's close to 15,000 homeless teens, young people.
I think that's a modest estimate, actually.
And that's what I was going to say. I mean, to me, that seemed like,
Yeah.
holy crap, that can't be possible.
No, it's not.
And everyone has told me, but that's a conservative number.
It is a conservative number, and the thing is, I mean, this is what people need to understand now more than ever, okay, especially now that COVID's around. This is the new dance craze. This is going to be more popular, for want of a better word, than people will think. There are tons and tons of people who have spent their life in college, growing up, learning a trade, learning a phenomenal trade, and before COVID even happened, a portion of these people were replaced by robots.
Yeah.
And, ways that the
Yeah.
company will cut down. Nobody really cares about the working man anymore. But even
Supermarkets.
supermarkets, thank you.
I will
Fast
not
food
use-
restaurants.
Yeah, I won't use the self-checkout in the supermarkets because I feel like that's putting somebody out of work.
Right.
It's just going to be a matter of time before more and more families are going to be on the streets and in the tunnels. And I think the whole reason why I think the timing is perfect for us to do the TV show that we're doing, we'll explain in a minute, is that this is the time that you really need to make people aware. And because we have a rather unorthodox way of doing that, with cannabis and, mind you, interacting with the homeless as such, we're going to get shit on all over the world.
Right.
People are going to be like, you're making fun of the homeless, you're enabling the homeless with drugs,
I never
you're this.
got that.
Yeah.
In all the stuff that I've seen that you guys have posted, I never got that you were trying to make fun of them or
Right.
what was the bum fights thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
It's-
that's
No,
not
no,
what
you-
that
be
is.
We know
Special case,
homeless.
though.
We actually
We-
know homeless people that been involved in the bum fights, and it's sad. In fact, when we used to start, I used to use the word. You don't think about words that you choose, like the word tunnel dwellers. I hate that word now. I would never use that word because these are our friends. They're
Yeah.
family in the
Right.
tunnels. We've got friends, and we've been with some of these people for 3 years now, and
3 years, yeah.
we've seen some get out. We've seen a lot get out and do well. We still see some down below who are still friends and family to us. We don't
Yeah.
give up on anybody.
That brings up another question that there are some people who just want that life. Do you
True.
find that that is true?
Here's the thing. That has always been true.
Okay.
However, the ratio of that being true now has now slowly begun to turn its course. Look, there's always going to be someone who's enabled, whether they're going to be homeless or whether they're at home.
Right.
And their parents are spoiling them rotten, giving them whatever they wanted, especially the rich elitists out here who don't know how to discipline their children. Okay, I'm tired of being in restaurants with kids screaming at the top of their lungs in the restaurant,
Right.
and the mom's like, "Oh my God, it's so cute!" Look at this. And it's like, you hear that? You hear that crying? That's the sound of me not having children ever.
Yeah.
So, and there's more and more of this element out there.
Well, that's how we got all these Karens.
All these Karens and all these Ashleys, and now here we are now 20 years later. Now what's going to happen to these kids when the parents say, all right, you're on your own?
Oh, yeah, they're dead.
Mhm.
I mean, they're completely lost.